All right, people. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, wherever you're going to watch this from. I wish you guys nothing but a fantastic bank holiday weekend if you're in the UK, of course. And what a Sunday. What a beautiful result by Arsenal. I said we're going to play football. And today we saw the team play football, man. Today we saw an away performance that has made me proud. No matter the outcome of the Premier League, scintillating football. I think it's fair to say, even from the neutral perspective, everything you want to see in a Premier League game of this importance you saw today, and you saw the Arsenal, the mighty Arsenal FC, become victorious. Where not many of us believed, but there was glimpses and glimmers of hopes here and there, of hope. As I mean, here and there. And listen, the boys performed fantastically well. You know, it wasn't a perfect performance, but it was perfect for what we needed it to be, and for the fact that we walked away with the 3 points. So player ratings, I'm here to give you like the player ratings. There was no way I wasn't gonna make another video today. I'm gonna ask you to please drop a like on the video, of course, and subscribe to the channel, people, if you haven't already. Player ratings, let's go, let's get it. In goal, Aaron Ramsdale. Man, every single game this boy pulls out some crazy saves, you know, some real mad saves. That's all you can say. Like, you're thinking, what? That's a critical save, keeping us in the game, keeping a scoreline down, whatever it is. Aaron Ramsdale, listen, today he was tremendous, especially in that first half. I'm gonna give him very close to man of the match, but I've kind of changed my mind here and there as the day has gone. I've gone out, of course, after the game and come back home and can still change my mind, but ultimately, I think he's gonna get a nine for me. Um, but he's not my man of the match. So back four, Zinchenko, Zinchenko, man, Zinchenko. Listen, Zinchenko, I'm gonna give him a six because he did well. Zinchenko did well from an offensive standpoint, but it's just that defensive, bro. He is so suspect. It's unbelievable. It's actually unreal. You guys remember the bit where I can't remember who's it, Murphy attacking, and he just puts Zinchenko on his bum, doesn't recover in time. The ball goes in, and Isak, he has a clean header on goal, hits the post. That could have, you know what I mean? That could have been a defensive error leading to a direct goal. Like, it's mad with Zinchenko. So I'm gonna give him a six. Ultimately, we won the game, and it doesn't have to be low. He got substituted as well because the game was crying out for Tini to come on and see it out. So yeah, that's my bit on Zinchenko. I'm not gonna go too much on him because yeah, Gabriel. I think Gabriel was really good today. I think again showed aspects of leadership, showed aspects of helping Kivior and kind of commanding and trying to be that vocal sort of influence in the back stick. And I think he did well. For me, he gets a seven. Was there in the right moments. Was there to kind of sweep up and try to. Um, Again, as I said, help out his defensive partner in Kivior as much as he could. Won his aerials duels, from what I can remember up to this point. So yeah, so that's my rating for Gabriel. He gets a high seven. Kivior, I have to give him a seven as well because I think second game clean sheet. Well, not clean sheet. Sorry. Um, Second win, one clean sheet. He found it tough. There was moments where they were creeping in and they kind of went past him, but he grew into the game. He continues to grow into the game. He's a young player. These things are going to happen. Young centre back coming into a very critical, very tense moment of the season, the last few games. And yeah, and I think he did fantastically well. I'm going to give him a high seven as well. I think um, it wasn't a penalty. He didn't concede a penalty. He did very good in that particular action, to make sure that he got his thigh to it before the ball, hit his hand or arm or anything like that. Yeah, man, Kivior was wicked, and I keep saying it. Fantastic young player, young defender. We got to let him develop. We got to be patient with him. This guy's a Polish warrior, bro. You're gonna see it, bro. You see his haircut today. He ain't playing games. That man are getting the skin to the side, fade, and yo, he's here to stay. People, trust me. He's gonna be knocking on the door for the starting berth very soon. Give it another year or two. I don't know who's going to be directly trying to oust, whether it will be Gabriel, whether it will be Saliba. But listen, don't sleep on Kivior. I think he had a tremendous game again. Well done to Kivior, man. That's one fantastic full debut home performance, and that's one fantastic away full performance as well. Full away performance, at one of the trickiest grounds in the Premier League to go to, St James's Park. You lot saw the atmosphere. If you watched the game, you saw the atmosphere in the first half. It wasn't easy. We were under the cosh the first 10, 15 minutes. And Gabriel, Kivior, they read it through. I'm gonna keep them high at sevens. But I should actually, to be honest with you, and to be fair, bump both of them into eights. Furthermore, Gabriel 8, Kivior 8, Ben White 8 as well. The defense was really good today. The only weak spot there and here was Zinchenko, but then Mikel Arteta dealt with that. Benny Blanco, for me, he did what he had to do in this game. He cleared well. He made the right overlapping runs when he felt as though he had the right cover. He did some defensive work as well, really, really backing his defensive teammates in the form of Kivior, and you can see that he's more comfortable playing alongside Kivior as opposed to he is with Rob Holding. It's just listen, it's as simple as that. At the end of the day, it's as simple as that. Benny Blanco for me gets a high 8, so yeah, moving on to the midfield now. I think the midfield is what won us the game, even though we got a clean sheet and whatnot. I think the midfield, honestly, is what it's where they were trying to bully us. It's where they were trying to grab hold of the game. They were trying to do silly things, bro. Things that these midfield Arsenal players did not allow them to be successful at, and they're gonna get some really high ratings as well. So yeah, let's go into it. Jorginho, listen, brave decision by Mikel Arteta indeed to keep Jorginho, but if something ain't broken, why change it? He did well in the Chelsea game, fantastically well in the Chelsea game, and he did the exact same thing in this game here. Jorginho, you could have given man of the match. That's how well he performed, because he controlled the game. He manipulated the way Arsenal played the game in a sense of he knew when to calm down, knew when to take extra touches. He just got that experience. It's a no-brainer. It comes, it goes without saying. He's gonna get a 9 for me, Jorginho, because I think he was tremendous, bro. And long may it continue, because this is exactly what we brought him for. And you heard his post-match interview comments as well. It's really fantastic to hear, and it's no fault on his own that he didn't come on against Liverpool. That was Arteta's mistake. It's no fault of his own that he didn't feature more in times that we needed him. Southampton, like that's this, you know what I mean? Like those games are now looking like just Strazeline. And look, at the time of me doing this player ratings, Man United have lost to West Ham, and I'm not saying that it's a given that you go to West Ham and you win. It's a given that you even win against bottom of the league Southampton at home, but statistically on paper and in real life, man should have won those games, and man bottled it. Do you get where I'm coming from? But listen, today Jorginho high 9. He was what we need in terms of a midfield general. Gives us the difference that different type of defensive midfield work that Party doesn't give us. Party will give us more agility, more that Party's more of that athlete, yes, and breaking the lines and through ball. But we didn't need that today. Today we just needed to make sure that we stayed in the game for the times that we stayed in the game, and we controlled it properly. And then when we took our chances, and we were clinical, and that's exactly what the boys did today. Xhaka again a 9 as well. Like these man today, I swear down, they were ginormous, bro, in terms of their performance. Like Xhaka, I said I wanted to see a fight from the boys, and he will be one of the guys at the forefront leading that fight. He'll be one of the guys that will make sure that we won't take our foot off the gas, even when we score the first goal. Of course, they're gonna opposition is gonna, of course, respond and stuff like that. But he made sure that the bullying wasn't at its all-time maximum all throughout 19 minutes. He tried to give it some as well. He tried to, at times he did get a bit emotional, and that's just Xhaka. We know that we're gonna always see that with Granit Xhaka. But yeah, man, everything else in terms of passing, in terms of knowing where to be, in terms of sweeping up, there was that last ditch slide tackle uh clearance that he did in the box. That would have been that was literally securing the 3 points in terms of at the critical time that it was. I think I can't remember who was the attacker, but you don't know exactly what chance I'm talking about. Last man clearance, and yeah, man, it was a wicked performance from Shaka. He gets a 9 for me as well. The boys really did their thing today in midfield. I'll be honest. And then you got the man of the match, which for me, I'll be real with you lot. He's gonna get a 10. The reason why he's gonna get a 10 is not only because we've got a clean sheet at St James's Park when no one saw us doing that. And I believe that we won when no one saw us doing that. And I believe that we played a game that we played when no one saw us doing that, simply because he rose to the occasion and he put his hand up and he said, yeah, this is when players become great and this is when players become significant. Now it's just a start for him in terms of Martin Odegaard at Arsenal. And he might it would have been magical if we ended up winning the title this season and City drop points. But if we don't, he can say to himself, okay, we're going to use performances and individually and collectively as a team, such as today, to really kick on. And now I understand as a captain of Arsenal, what it is to really rise up and score that tense breaking, that mentality breaking goal that you need. And today he did that, bro. What a shot. Man's telling me that shot isn't one of the goals of the bro. Mwah, as beautiful as he won it as a left foot. 10 out of 10, bro. Just in terms of being the captain, motivating the team, speaking to them, being vocal. He's been doing it since the Chelsea game. I've noticed that now he's doing it in the right way. I want him to do it in the right way. To be honest with you, he's been doing it throughout the majority of the season. He's got, what is it, 15 goals now he's got? Like, don't play with Martin Odegaard, You lot don't sleep on Martin Odegaard next season. I'll be honest with you lot. He gets a 10 for me because this boy is cooking now. He's cooking. He's the captain of his country. He's the captain of Arsenal. He's not playing games, bro. He really is not playing games this season. How many goals has he got this season? Double figures. Like, yo, Real Madrid, I know they don't miss him and all of that jazz, but I tell you what, man, I am so happy to have him. We'll go into that maybe in another video in terms of stats and so forth. Let me continue with the player ratings, man. Trust me, man of the match, my man of the match, Martin Odegaard, to break the duck and score, make Arsenal go 1-0 up at the time under the pressure that we was in, to have the cojones, to have the balls, to have the character to take that shot and get it accurately on target like he did, bro. 10 out of 10 for that, bro. And because I'm telling you, that's the goal we needed to be able to for us to implement our game and go ahead and win the game like we did, 100%. I have no doubt about that. So for that, he gets a 10. Up front, Saka. Saka had a good game. Again, it wasn't one of his best games, but I think he did enough in terms of huffing and puffing and helping out his teammates and whatnot. So I think ultimately a couple of chances he could have done better with, but he did enough. And there's so many games that you can go back in the season and say, "Do you know what, we won that game because of Saka, because he was at his best." And sometimes you just don't need him to be at his best. You just need him to do the minimum that he can do, be a team player, maybe an assist here and there. I'm not sure if he actually got an assist in this game. Let me make sure, because imagine 2-2s now. He's got an assist. No, the only assist is Jorginho. So yeah, but fantastic all round, and he gets a 7 for me. Bukayo Saka. Gabriel Jesus, again for me. Gabriel Jesus, I think he fought a bit more, and I enjoyed seeing his defensive display in this game. I think he was really helping the team defend more this season, this game, and I think that's something that we benefited from, in phases of the game. I remember watching the game and just kind of saying, "Raw, well done, Jesus, for getting back and clearing that ball. Well done for cutting that, and maybe it's gone into a corner, but maybe you've blocked it from going into the 6-yard box." Like he did good in terms of that. Didn't score, of course, wasn't on the score sheet. And did he have any clear cut chances? I can't remember any on top of my head right now, but yeah, man, he will get an 8 for me, Gabriel Jesus. I'll give him a solid 8 because he showed true fight and true grit and true determination, dedication, and all of that jazz. And then last but not least, of course, Gabriel Martinelli gets a high 9 as well. I think Gabriel Martinelli was explosive in this game. I think he was such a threat. He's been a threat all season long. He's one of them type of players that, bro, once he gets the ball and he there's moments where he does madnesses and you're just thinking, why did you do that, Gabriel? Like there was a 1-2 moments in the game where he could have made such simple passes. You could have found Zinchenko in an overlap, or you could have just squared the ball across to Gabriel Jesus on the attack. But then he just decides to do craziness. But when he cooks, and today he cooked, taking the ball all the way to the byline when we 1-0 up. Being very, very skillful, being very mercurial with it, being direct. Taking on his defender and whipping the ball into the area, into the box at high velocity, high speed, gets us the second goal by a tapping from an own goal from Newcastle defender. And for that, he gets a 9, man. He was good today. He was at his sharp best today. I think he could have done better. He had more chances to score more goals, but we'll leave him off the hook. He hit the crossbar. That was a beautiful chance as well. Creating 2 yards of space with that beautiful skill, that Brazilian-esque skill, to get the shot away. So Gabriel Martinelli, fantastic. He gets a high 9 for me. In terms of the substitutes, Ayew came on. Tini came on in the 61st minute for Zinchenko, and Tini, it was critical that he came on at that particular time because we were starting to kind of, get overrun a little bit. Zinchenko finding himself in no man's land in defensive positions, and it was about time people, everybody can see that in the stadium and away in their homes, everyone can see that Tini needed to come on, and Tini solidified everything, and Tini had a fantastic game. I think Tini really had an impact in this game, coming off. So I'm going to give Tini a high 7. Actually, let me bump it to an 8 because I think he was critical to us maintaining that clean sheet and, with clearances and just making sure that we look stable in seeing out this game. Clearly, you can see Mikel Arteta has learned his lesson in regards to bringing him on a little bit earlier and knowing the importance of bringing him on. Technically, he should have actually brought him on, or essentially should have brought him on at half time. I was thinking that, do you know what? Let's just not even let Zinchenko come back out at half time. Not because he's been absolutely poor, but I think now it's about holding it down and getting Tini on a because Tini can attack and defend, and that's the thing. People are sleeping on Kieran Tini, but that's why I said if we end up selling Kieran Tini, I'm sorry, bro. 60 million, 50, 60 million, because that's a quality fullback right there, bro. It's a quality fullback right there. So I'm gonna give him an 8. Kieran Tini was really good coming off the bench. Partey coming off the bench in the 80th minute. I think Partey was more or less average. I'll give him a 6. Just rotating the ball retention, all of that jazz. Nelson, pretty much the same thing, 6. Nketiah, I'm going to give him a 7 because I feel like Nketiah got a bit more involved, had a bit more of an impact in terms of, wasting time and so forth. And he was, really giving it to the Newcastle players as well. As much as he got it, he was giving it back in terms of, trolling and wasting time and stuff like that. So big him up for that. Nketiah, I'm going to give him a slight higher rating, 7. Trossard, I think Trossard huffed and puffed here and there. No clear cut situations, scenarios, chances, and stuff like that. But it is where it is, man. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people think he should have started. Obviously, ultimately, he didn't. It looks like it was a good decision, and it was a decision that paid off. Him not starting, coming off the bench for whatever reason, Arteta feels as though he can't start Trossard. Then I guess we won't know until we know. But I'm gonna give him. I didn't see him make too much of an impact. I'm gonna give him the 6. But even it would have been a standard 5 in terms of subs coming off and not having an impact. But because we won the game clean sheet away at St James's Park, I have to say it again, people. I have to give the man a 6. You get me? I can't give too low of rating. And we move to. That's it for all the guys that came in. We move to Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta gets a high 9 for me. Mikel Arteta was brave in his decision to keep Kivior and keep Jorginho in the starting 11. You could have easily, he could have been faithful and loyal and fair and balanced, and brought on Holding again for this game. He could have played Partey for this game. He could did many things, because he brought back Martinelli ahead of Trossard and stuff like that. But yeah, you have to kind of say, the substitutions more or less worked today. The game plan was good, maintain it and make sure that we stay in the game for the first 15, 20 minutes. And Jorginho was going to be crucial to that, so he deployed him, and it was good. The all round, I'm happy with Mikel's um, game management today. I'm happy with his choice of 11, and yeah, man, we move people. We sit right there on City's shoulders. That was the player ratings for today. I thought I'll give you guys a more calm and more sort of chilled out video for the player ratings. And yeah, man, we go from there, my people. I want to ask you again to please drop a like on the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And we move to Brighton. When do we play Brighton? Let me see very quickly. 7th, that's today, 14th of May. Okay, let's get it, 14th of May. So yeah, people, watch out for my preview for that. As always, Brighton game, we got a chance. We're still in it. Title still alive, and we move, people. Let's get it. Let's go.